एक 24 साल नौजवान है।
If they play to their full potential, they should get into the Super 8s, and then anything can happen. Very tight, though. Just two going through from each group. If any associates do make it, it'll be incredible, to be honest. And we'll go get you, of course, direct access into the next World Cup.
Yeah, good over so far by Chase. Azmatullah Omarzai. Did see him play a couple of franchise leagues very early in his career. A lot of promise, has grown as a cricketer in terms of his skill set. The pace has increased, the batting range has increased. He'll get off the mark with a nice little nudge down to square leg.
Yeah, 25 years old now. Played 62 T20s.
Yeah, not short of carnage, this Afghanistan batting lineup. It's when they decide to actually turn things on in the middle now with the bat after the retirement of Zadran and the early departure of Atal. Yeah, exactly what Jonathan Trott told Darvesh Rasuli to do is what he's doing there in the middle. Just nudge it around and get to the other end. Top over here by Chase. 4 runs and the wicket of Atal. 114 for 3 after 14.
Sensational from Rosner Chase, who has been around the traps. Wonderful cricketer. 1 for 7 off 2. A wicket in that last over. 4 runs conceded. Yeah, the West Indies were really happy here. They've got a good squad. Fantastic coaching setup. People that were there and thereabouts with the side back in 2016. Brandon King on the screen there a second ago. Akil Hussain, he's been around as well, made his debut against South Africa during those COVID series. Actually made his debut against Bangladesh and then played against South Africa after that. Good player. And Shamar Joseph back into the attack, and what a series he had in Australia, of course. I think you've talked about it already, 12 wickets in that. Unbelievable.
It's been a while since we've seen a boundary come through. through every blade of the grass to go for a 4. Stand and deliver from Rasuli. That's a lovely hit to the fence.
Well, they'll enjoy pace on the ball again, and you'll get that with Shamar Joseph. Look at that. Beautiful position. Straight as a die as well.
Who says you need to get to the pitch of the ball to hit an elegant, good-looking 4 like that? All you need to do is clear your left foot, have some great hand-eye coordination, and just back yourself in these wonderful conditions. Good start to the over here for Afghanistan.
It just pulls out there, does Shamar Joseph. But yeah, this will be an opportunity, won't it, for Afghanistan and Rasuli and Amarzai to just free their hands. The games look significantly easier with pace on the ball, that's for sure today.
Yeah, they were 90 for 1 in the 9th over, only 118 in the 15th. So West Indies have pulled things back, and that's a good sign. Couple of runs here for Rasuli. Wide open spaces in this big sprawling facility of the BCCI Centre of Excellence, Ground 1. Just take a look at this, so pristine. Johnny?
Yeah, what a ground. What a facility in the outskirts of Bengaluru, which is the most wonderful city here. Well known, of course, for its tech infrastructure and various other prominent modern industries.
Yeah, beaten for pace here. Nice line, nice length, keeping it wide off his arc.
Yeah, nice comeback there from Shamar Joseph. 6 off the first couple. There's Brandon King. He'll have a big part to play with the bat a little later on.
He's miscued this one, or has he got the distance on it? Looks like he's got plenty of bat on it. For a moment you felt that he may have lost his shape, but one bounce, that'll trickle away for a 4 towards the cow corner region. So Rasuli has made up his mind. He's going to shift gears.
Well, that is a healthy top edge. Look at that. Sails away. Just over the head of Rodman Powell out there.
Yeah, he found the longest part of the boundary, and good enough for him. The fielder had long gone, really couldn't come around it. Now you have 3 fielders in the deep, one at deep mid-wicket, deep backward squaring, and long gone. And the one fielder in the deep on the offside is that cover sweeper. Shot third, shot fine up in the circle. Oh, firmly struck once again. Work to do for the fielder at long gone. Does really well to keep it in play. That's Roman Powell there, and he's done a fine job.
Yeah, that is a good effort. Just hauling it just inside the boundary. A little bit of work to be done there. Yeah, good over this. Very good over from West Indies' perspective. 12 from it so far.
Can they finish well, Afghanistan, in this over? Oh, he's picked it, and he's picked it with some authority. Just helped it along the way. Another 4.
Oh, this is very clever.
sure batters will dominate the headlines, but you can expect, especially the spin contingents of the potential semi-finalists, to make quite the wave in this upcoming iteration of the Men's T20 World Cup. And the tracks across the two countries, co-hosts India and Sri Lanka, are not going to be easy to navigate from a batting perspective. Seals back into the attack for his second spell and a second over.
Yeah, you mentioned batters will make headlines, but bowlers will need to meet their deadlines given by their captain. 4 overs, don't give more than 24, get me 2 to 3 wickets. Do the job for me, be the go-to man with the ball. Because you end up seeing all T20 sides, they go up to number 7, number 8 these days with the bats. So the runs are coming through. Good start to the over, just keeping it wide and full.
Such a mouth-watering prospect are the upcoming 55 matches of this 20-team competition. 4 groups pooling 5 teams apiece, all in pursuit of that coveted silverware.
Yeah, who will stand on the podium? Who will hold that trophy aloft on March 8th? The big day. It's overcompensating on this occasion, Seals.
This has been a good start to the death overs for Afghanistan. Thanks in part to that glorious strike, a maximum from Omarzai, abetted in part by a couple of wide deliveries from Seals, who struggled in his opening over as well. It was one of the longer overs we've seen in this match today. A wide-ish first slip in place. Swing and a miss. Just couldn't get any connection. In fact, a regulation short third, is it? Yeah, he was far inward in that previous delivery. Now on the edge of the circle. That's Chase patrolling short third.
Yeah, he has shot third in place, but he has backward point that is rather finer, not squarer. Yeah, this one's darted into the pad, straight to the fielder, deep backward square leg. You just felt it was a setup. 3-4 delivery the outside off. The one that came in finally showed its nature. around, an elegant one, and this one quick to get into position to get plenty of bat on it and find maximum runs as well.
Looked a little uncomfortable with that pull, doesn't matter. Just sent it where he intended it to, over the ropes for a 6. And with that, 150 up for Afghanistan. Been a good showing this once again with the bat in hand. 184 against Scotland 2 days ago. 150 already. 17 more deliveries to go.
Yeah, work to do for the fielder. Deep backward square leg. He'll have to come around it. 2 runs for the taking. Jason Holder it is. A good start to over number 18. That's how you need to start it. Just put that extra bit of pressure on the bowler too.
What the Afghanistan lineup has done really well is eke out those singles and couples the way Zadran and Gurbaz ran between the wickets during their 90-plus stand. Goodness me, it was quite something to watch. They were going hammer and tongs with their boundary hitting, sure, but they ensured they kept applying the pressure on the infield and the outfield alike.
Oh, that would have taken a Superman-like effort from Shia Hope to pull that off. Some luck going Afghanistan's way, particularly Omar Zai. He's got a couple of edges and runs behind the wicket, but that's benefiting Afghanistan. And this over is turning to be very costly.
Fine tickle, evading Shia Hope, the wicket keeper. He's riding his luck, isn't he? Second boundary of the over. And the runs just keep flowing for Afghanistan in this contest against West Indies. All of their bowlers have really erred on the expensive side here.
Beautifully driven. Takes it on the full. 2 more for the taking. A bit of a hustle there for the fielder in the deep. It does well to keep it to 2. Just a single maybe.
Jayden Seals with that effort had a lot of ground to cover. Excellent commitment. In fact, they did complete the second run. 14 runs coming off the first for deliveries. Hardly any respite for the pacers and the spinners alike.
Lovely hit. Stand and deliver. Don't bother running. Watch and admire. Own shot. And Omar Zai has done just that. This partnership is getting really good for Afghanistan, and the runs have come thick and fast in this, as many as 18 so far.
A shot of authority from Omar Zai. Absolutely smashed it. Straight as an arrow. Save your legs, says Omar Zai. He's been tonged all around the park in this third over. Matthew Ford.
Slower delivery. Fielder getting underneath it. We'll watch it sail. For a moment, Moti felt that he was in business. But it's Omar Zai's willow that's talking this afternoon, and he's finding the ropes with consummate ease. What an end to the over.
Omar Zai is simply toying with the bowling attack and the outfielders alike. Plenty of hang time, but it sailed well over the ropes set long on. Huge 6, huge over this from Matthew Ford, and he's ended up conceding 40 already from his 3-over allocation so far. 24 runs coming off his third, 18 gone. Afghanistan 168 for 3, and the late overs flourish that we were talking about has come about for Afghanistan. And after that entertaining stay, Omar Zai is going to retire hurt. Why not? Just allows for more batters to get a look in here.
He quite literally warmed himself up with those 6s, Onisha. 35 and 15. And Omar Zai has been summoned back to the dugout. Remember, it's a warm-up game, so everybody
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
Just to feel of the conditions.
1, 2, 3.
Gulbuddin Naib will make his way to the middle, but Omar Zai will walk back to a very nice, resounding welcome as well from his teammates. He's played a very fine hand with the bat.
Naib, who had opened in the previous game, now in the middle. At long last, the umpire stretches out his arms with Rasuli on strike. He'll be pleased with that.
Yeah, it's so important that West Indies also understand the bowling combination going into the big World Cup. Who'll be bowling in the power plays? They went in with Akil today. He looked very good. Jason Holder can bowl all through the 20 overs depending on the situation.
Oh, a booming cover drive attempted. Didn't get all of it. Just a smidgen of a willow that made contact. Single taken. Brings Gulbuddin Naib on strike. He had opened in that previous game, as I mentioned earlier. A thick edge was gobbled up by the wicket-keeper of left-arm pacer Bradley Curry. Speaking of which, there is no variation in this West Indies attack by way of a left-arm quick.
Yeah, sometimes that left-arm pacer adds so much of variety with the kind of angles he comes through. A bit of a change in the field here. A deep third, or should I say deep backward point, has been asked to come a bit more finer here. So the delivery would be really full and wide. Yeah, that's more like it. You've got to bowl to your field sometime.
Interesting how the Afghanistan think tank, helmed by Jonathan Trott, has mixed up the batting lineup as well. Gurbaz opening today, not Naib. The man with the big guns, can he add some late overs fireworks here?
A change of side here for Jason Holder. He'll come around the wicket. And he drags that from outside off for a single to mid-wicket. Yeah, this T20 cricket is all about floaters sometimes, you feel. Yes, you have your top 1, 2, 3, but then again it gets so situational that on a couple of occasions you have one or two batters padded up. So there's no set template, right, Anisha, when you're going into a T20 game. Particularly in a warm-up, you certainly have the luxury of experimentation. But the aim is to not over-experiment when you go into a big game.
Absolutely. Opening their campaign on Saturday. Adroitly executed that foolish delivery. They're pushing for the second run. Excellently completed. This is what I was talking about. Such has been the hallmark of this Afghanistan tally of 173. They've mixed caution with aggression, smart game awareness as well, taking those singles, stealing the couples. Excellent two-run there between Rasuli and Naib.
And they've mixed running with sprinting, Anisha. Good over so far by Jason Holder. And that'll have to be rebowled. Slower one. He just... Sometimes there's so much running through the mind of a bowler in the death because the margin of error is so little.
100%. And West Indies, when they do come out to chase this, would do well to remember that they have the worst dot ball percentage, 42.5 in the current T20 cycle, worst among all full member teams.
Nicely struck. And that'll run away for a 4. Rasuli also is playing a bit of a cameo over here. So the top order looking good of Afghanistan as they get closer and closer to the 190 run mark.
All bottom hand and brute force. No chances of catching that. Darvish Rasuli once again finding his fluency in this warm-up phase of the ICC Men's T20 World Cup 2026. He's galloped to a 16 ball, a 27 now. Once again, another expensive over from the West Indies attack.
A dot to finish over number 19. We move into the final 6 deliveries. Afghanistan 178 for 4.
And from the looks of it, that is going to be the end of the stay of Darvish Rasuli. 86 retired hurt in the previous game. 27 retired hurt today. But he's found his gears early enough in this innings. He's done his job. The coach is happy. Captain is happy. Time to get another new batter in.
Yeah, it's good to walk into the World Cup matches unconquered, right, as a batter. You just feel you've got everything right. And no better time for Mohammad Nabi to walk out and just play a bit of golf. Just swing that bat and try to just clear the ropes. The luxury of power hitters. But what I've really liked about Afghanistan's cricket in recent years is the maturity with which they play their cricket now. There's a method to the madness. Sometimes you feel players play to role definitions. Six hitting comes naturally to them. And they're a well-rounded bowling side. It's going to be Shamar Joseph with the final over. A little costly in the last one of his. Gave away 16 runs.
Naib at one end, Nabi at the other. Afghanistan tongue twister and match twisters out in the middle. Oh, good Yorker that. Love the execution. Expertly navigated. Just a single coming off that delivery. Time now for the focus to shift on one of the veterans and trailblazers of the sport for Afghanistan. Put on quite the show during his middle order outing the other day. And look at him shaping up to play those big ones in the leg side.
Mid-off up in the circle. Yeah, not surprised he was backing away to hit that in front of square because there's no protection on the deep.
Smart bowling. Just darted in full once again. Requires so much control to execute that. Get it on the money every single time. Nabi not happy with the bat. Yes. Change in gear for the senior campaigner.
Yeah, just a few days left before we get into the big moment of the World Cup of 2026, the 10th edition. A month-long tournament that will see the highs and lows, the twists and turns, ecstasy, despair. It's going to be a roller coaster ride, but in all of it for the fans, it will end up being a carnival. As two countries will play host to another fine cricketing spectacle which involves 20 nations.
Loud appeal from Joseph. The umpire is not interested at all. But he's nailed 3 Yorkers on the trot. Impressive stuff.
Yeah, sometimes you wonder when pacers bring out this death bowling skill set of theirs, why can't they just bowl that early on as well in the first few overs? Why is it only when it comes out during the death, the Yorkers? What a start to this final over by Shamar Joseph. Full. Sometimes you just run the risk of bowling it full as well when you're trying to go for this pinpoint Yorkers. But again, a low full toss at this stage again comes in very handy. So they've just pulled things back in the last over with a couple of deliveries to go.
Yeah, Gulbadin Naib would be disappointed. He wasn't able to put that one away. Juicy full toss. Did swing for the fences. Only managed to eke out a single. Right then. Authority at the crease. Mohammad Nabi, the president.
Finds the fielder and that pops out. Oh dear. You would expect them to take it because he didn't have to do much. Just turn around a bit, come around it. It was flat at a good height and Nabi has been given a chance.
A lifeline for Mohammad Nabi in the 20th over. Should have been a regulation tag that really. But Sharfin Rutherford, number 68, shells that. Last ball of the 20th over coming up. Naib on strike. Digs this out. Terrific delivery, run out opportunity. And that is going to be a wicket off the last ball of this Afghanistan innings. They finish on 182 for 5.
Yeah, they've got some good game time. They've got the runs, but a nice finishing touch here by Joseph for West Indies will just help them going back to the dugout. Good fielding of his own bowling, great agility and athleticism to run out Gulbadim Naib, who was able to squeeze that out. So by the end of 20 overs, Afghanistan finished on 182 for 6. And considering they retired a lot of players, they'll want to believe they've got some good amount of game time and had a good measure of the surface and conditions out there in their second warm-up game.
Terrific last over from Joseph. Just 4 runs and that run out coming off it. Here's the story of the Afghanistan batting outing today. Ibrahim Zadran, the opener, stand-in skipper, asked to bat first, stroking a fluent, emphatic half-century. He was ably complimented by the menacing Rahmanullah Gurbaz up top. Sadiqullah Atal, Darvish Rasuli, all of them getting starts alongside the big-hitting Omar Zai. Took a liking to that deep mid-wicket and cow corner region during his 15-ball 35. But in the end, West Indies will pat themselves on having delivered a terrific 20th over thanks to Shamar Joseph, the result of which they finish 3 runs fewer than their previous outing to Afghanistan. 182 for 6 for them.
7 bowlers used. Akhil Hussain opened the bowling in the power plays, kept things tight, but conceded 9 runs and over. Jason Holder conceding over 11. And the best on display was Roston Chase. He slowed the pace with the ball and slowed the runs as well in the middle. Couple of batters retired hurt here for Afghanistan. 1 wicket for Gudkesh Moti, and I felt he was another very fine bowler on display. So Gudkesh Moti and Roston Chase, the 7 overs between them, certainly kept things tidy to give away 47 runs and take 2 wickets at a very decent economy. Shamar Joseph bowled a very fine final over as West Indies ensured that they minimize their extras and keep it to bare minimum and curtail Afghanistan to 182 for 6 in their 20 overs.